Why do we need light? Why do we need the sun? How is light made? Light comes in many forms.
What is it that makes this light turn on? It's energy. So the question you might have is then, what is energy? And the simple answer is that we don't really know. But basically, energy is anything that can do work. So if you push something or pull something, that takes energy. If you heat something up, that's energy. And if you use electricity to make this light bulb light up a room, that's energy. Now the thing about energy is that energy is special. It can change forms from one to another. So heat energy can become light energy. Or the energy I'm using to do 1,000,000 push-ups can turn into heat energy as my muscles warm up. 1,000,000. No, I did 4. So we know that energy can change from one form to another. And that's exactly how this light bulb works. This light bulb takes the energy that's being transported in electricity and turns it into light and heat energy at the same time. Now the heat is mostly accidental with light bulbs because most lights aren't intended to release a lot of heat. Old light bulbs, like this one, tended to make a lot of heat and not as much light. That made them less efficient. You might recognize light bulbs like this. These made more light and less heat, which made them more efficient. And now we have LEDs, like this pen light. They're called light-emitting diodes. They're very efficient because they don't get hot hardly at all. Now, many chemical reactions release energy as well. And oftentimes, that energy is in the form of heat. But sometimes, that energy is also in the form of light. The chemical reaction that takes place when you light a fire, like the fire burning in this candle, would be an example of a chemical reaction that releases light and heat. Chemical reactions that happen in glow sticks would be chemical reactions that release light. But what about the sun? How does the sun make light and heat energy? The truth is, we don't really know. Suffice it to say, it involves some very complicated nuclear reactions that we don't fully understand. But the sun is not just a giant light bulb in the sky. Now, some of the light the sun produces is in what's called the visible spectrum. And this just means that it's light that we can see. So these are the colors like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. The rainbow, essentially. When you put all those colors together, they make up what we call white light. It's a combination of all the colors. But some of the light that the sun makes is outside of the visible spectrum. Some of this light can be harmful. It's called ultraviolet light. And that's why it's important to wear sunscreen when you go outside on sunny days, because this kind of light can damage your skin. As we mentioned before, the sun releases a lot of energy, and some of that energy makes its way to Earth. Now, some of the energy that makes it to Earth drives processes like the weather and the seasons, but some of the energy in the form of light is absorbed by plants. And that's really important because plants, like these right here, use that energy through a process called photosynthesis to grow and get bigger. And eventually, those plants are eaten by animals or by people. And sometimes those animals are eaten by people. And that's how the entire food chain is driven by the light energy that comes from the sun. So now that you know what light is, what energy is, how energy can turn from one form into another, and how the sun helps keep all of us alive, go tell somebody else. And keep wondering.